Are you sleeping on flat attack? Well, you shouldn't be. I've seen some people confused about the value of flat attack as a substat. So let's dive into the math. We'll look at various examples. Examples where other substats are at their best or worst. And also the scenarios where flat attack would be at its worst. But let's quickly start with the basics. How does flat attack work? As the name suggests, it's just a flat value added to your post-attack buffed attack. As such, it has a reputation in games for being an undesired stat. However, its value in Wuthering Waves is actually fairly reasonable. While other stats such as basic attack damage look very appealing, these stats get extremely diluted, especially at the endgame. How diluted are we talking? Well... In this example, with Encore and maximum buffs in play, a 10% basic attack damage line is diluted down to just over a 3% damage increase. On top of that, basic attacks only make up around 40 to 50% of her damage, depending on your team. However, maximum buffs are not up at all times. The following calculations are done using a simulated rotation that evaluates buffs and damage at each point. You can also simulate things like this using my DPS calculator, link in the description. The first team we'll look at is a Havoc team with Danjin and Rover, along with Verena. And we'll focus on Rover, the main DPS in this example. Here are the various substats you can roll alongside their total DPS gain with both 0 versus full substats. By looking at each of these bars, you can see how the substats diminish as you get a more fleshed out build, with the exception of crit. The value of crit, even in a scuffed no substat setup, is still the most preferred substat. Attack percent is a good margin higher than flat attack, but flat attack is much better than bonus damage lines, which aren't that great as Rover has a very split damage distribution. But what about a character with extremely low base attack like Danjin? Here's her substat gain spread, compared side by side with Rover. Most of the fields are fairly similar, though attack percent is a bit of a smaller gain, and flat attack is a bit larger. Attack percent is still better in this case, though the two are closer than with Rover. Now let's take it to an extreme. A level 90 S6 Encore using the limited weapon Stream Master in a team with Verena and S6 Sanhua buffing her further. How does flat attack stack up to other lines in this endgame scenario? In this example, crit still holds its value just as well as the previous, but attack percent is much more diluted than before, as with normal attack. Flat attack still outperforms normal bonus, despite the fact that it makes up 50% of Encore's damage. So, what's the TLDR? Even in an endgame scenario with a ton of attack buffs in play, the value of flat attack is still higher than damage bonus lines on a character who has that specific damage bonus type as half their damage. However, attack percent lines are always more preferable than flat attack, even when looking at a character with low base attack like Danjin. That's about it. The next time you see a flat attack line, don't be sad. flat is justice.